Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode we are going to be doing a repotting of a butterfly pea, a blue colored butterfly pea, okay, because as you can see this is already a halfway grown plant and this has already flowered. But I noticed, and you might also notice with some of your plants, that the soil is very, if it does not get watered for like one day, it becomes rock solid, and as you can see it has lots of roots, so it's not going to be a problem. It will be able to adjust, and these plants are easy to adjust even if you are doing a repotting. Okay, I've done several repottings even in the recent past, and these guys are just fine, so they don't really pose a whole lot of problems. Does not exactly go into an extreme amount of root shock, and they also give out a lot of roots. Okay, so today we are just going to be doing the repotting and let the plant get adjusted, and this soil definitely contains a whole lot less amount of coco peat or mulch. So this plant also requires a whole lot of water. So I'm going to be using, as you can see, this is you can use sawdust or coco peat. Okay, don't use coconut coir. That is in the non-sieved coconut bits and pieces. Don't use that. Use well sieved, because it gives out a lot of roots. So you have to help it to help the roots to stay really aerated. It does not usually go through a root rot until and unless you are keeping it in something that is like so waterlogged that the plant just simply won't be able to survive. Okay, but this plant usually does not go into a root rot, and it requires a lot of water also, regular watering. So what we are going to be doing here is we are going to be using almost 80% by volume, not weight, 80% of coco peat, well sieved, does not contain any stones or gritty pieces, does not contain those, and we are going to be using only 20% garden soil, well sieved again. Okay, no fertilizers at this point. The plant was already fertilized like 2 weeks back. So around 2.5 3 weeks back, I think, and it has already flowered once. So we are just going to let the plant sit and get adjusted. Then occasionally we are going to be fertilizing it, and it usually does very good with strained tea water, tea leaves. Okay, and you can also use seaweed if you want. So this is what we are going to do, and let me come back and show you the pot. The pot is already prepared. Let us put the plant in, and then we are going to fill this up. I put the plant in, and as you can see there is another plant growing besides it. Now usually these plants does not grow for like a whole year. This is a balsam tom-tom. The soil is really dry. It had to be dry, otherwise it could not be taken out of its pot in which it was. It's okay to grow this, okay, but sometimes this particular species is actually more prone to catching some fungal diseases or some kind of a pest. These attract pests a lot. So I usually grow it on the sides. If the plant survives, okay. If it catches a pest, then I just discard it. So it's okay. It does not exactly interfere with the growth of this plant, so it's going to be fine. And I'm not sure. I mean, this plant might not even live. So it's like this species is really difficult to grow, and have grown this quite a few times actually, and very much prone to pests. So I see a pest which can't be, gotten rid of, and I just get rid of the plant. So it's okay. It's growing on the side. That's not going to be a huge problem. Let us fill it up with the rest of it. I've pressed this thing in. Okay. When growing butterfly pea, I usually like to keep a little bit of space, because I water them like once every 2 days, and I fill them up with a whole lot of water. There is drainage holes, like 3 drainage holes. The rest I've closed it with some material. Okay, you can check that video out. Like about 3 holes at the bottom, more or less more than enough to get the excess water drain out. Here I'm going to be putting about 3.5 weeks later, I will be putting in a little bit of fertilizer. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye for now.